Hello and welcome back to day number 2 of my 7-day challenge. I'm Trevor Cole, and I hope following yesterday's challenge and exercise that you really took the time to think about a goal that's big. You know, dream big, come up with a big goal, because it's only by having that big dream or the big goal that you'll open your mind and become more aware of the true potential that lays within you. So today's video is just going to talk a little bit more. We're going to take the goal setting process a little bit further. Look, hopefully, I said, after yesterday you've come up with a goal, something big, something that scares you, something that excites you. I remember when I first went through this process after being, whilst I was being coached and mentored by Bob Proctor, and the goal I came up with, he just laughed at it and he said, you know, that's just bullshit, basically, is what he said. You know, he said it had no real oomph to it. It was just something that I thought I could achieve in the next month or two, rather than lifting that lid off my imagination, which is what I'm asking you guys to do. So, and today, how I want to take that to the next level is to talk about imagination. Now, as human beings, you may or may not know, but we have 6 intellectual factors, or mental muscles as we call them. And in no particular order, they are imagination, which I'll talk about in a sec, intuition, which of course gives us a gut feel about things. We have perception, which is how we view something. You know, the same event will happen and 2 or 3 different people will see it 2 or 3 different ways. It's based on our perception of it. We have memory. We have reason, which is our ability to think and reason. And there is one more that can't come to me at the moment, but I will get around to it. So, but I want to talk today about imagination, and I refer back again to Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, and in that he said that your imagination is the most marvellous, miraculous, inconceivably powerful force that the world has ever known. And you think about it, and it's so true. And Mary Morrissey once said, you look at everything around you, everything is created twice. It's created once in the mind of the creator, and then it's created on the physical plane. So whether you're thinking about a car, a fridge, the design of a house, whatever, you think about that really logically, and you'll understand that it had to be designed in someone's mind first. Somebody had to imagine it happening before it could be created on the physical plane. Now, when we're kids, our imagination's in full gear. You know, I mean, I remember back being a kid, I used to play Batman and Robin with my best mate, you know, and whoever got the towel first was Batman, and the second person there got the tea towel, and they were Robin, because it was a shorter cape for Robin. So, and just silly games we used to play. You know, used to play games of footy on the front yard by ourselves, making out we were this team versus that team. Our imagination's in full gear as a kid, but as we get older, we get told, stop fantasising, stop daydreaming, you know, and we start to accept what is viewed as the norm, I suppose, by society, and that norm is that there are limits on what we can do and what we can achieve. Well, you've started down that process of removing those limits, and as I said, one of the real ways to do that is to really take that lid off of your imagination. Go back to when you were a child, put your imagination in full gear, and start using that. So if you've got a goal from yesterday that's really big, really exciting, that's great. If you haven't, or if you've got a goal that, you know, you think is, yeah, maybe it is just something that I think I can achieve rather than something that is way out there, I want you to go way out there, and I want you to go through the process that you went through yesterday in taking some time to sit down in a quiet area, all on your own, pen and paper, and remove the imagination. Remove the lid from your imagination and start thinking about, again, as I said, just like, what do you really want? Okay, give no thought whatsoever to any resources that are available or how it's going to happen. Just take the lid off your imagination and let it roam. You know, do you want to run a business that earns you a net profit of $400,000 a year? Do you want to travel overseas once a year? Do you want a 2-story house with a Mercedes-Benz sitting in the driveway? Whatever it is, come up with something that feels right for you, but something that, as I said, is way beyond anything that you think you're capable of at this point in time. Let your imagination roam free, run wild. Then, only then when you come up with some really wild things, some really big things, then you'll start kicking your subconscious mind into gear about how it can happen. Because your subconscious mind, once you've impressed something in your subconscious mind, it's like a garden. You put seeds in a garden, it'll grow. Your subconscious mind is like a garden. You put some seeds in there and it will start working towards bringing those seeds to fruition. Now, Earl Nightingale, in his famous recording, The Stranger's Secret, said that whether you plant a deadly poisonous weed or you plant a nice flower, either way, it will produce and come forth. same with your mind. It will produce what you put in there. So take the lid off your imagination, come up with a really big goal and start impressing it on your subconscious mind. And the best way to do that is to put it in writing. And when you put your goal in writing, is put it in the present tense. You know, it's no good saying, you know, in 3 years' time I'm going to have X, Y, Z. No, you write it down in present tense. And my mentor Bob Proctor always has us write our goals or our affirmations in present tense in the form of I am so happy and grateful now that. And Bob's been doing it for 40, 50 years, and it works pretty well for him, so I'd encourage you to do the same. And then you come up with once you've got it in writing, put it in writing and come up with what's called a little goal card. You know, and it's something that looks like this, you know, and you've got your goal written on the card, and it's something what you put in your pocket, in your purse, whatever, and as many times as possible during the day you take it out and you read it. And every time you're reading it, you're strengthening that the wire in your subconscious mind that relates to that goal. Sounds childish, sounds crazy, but it works. And better still, if you can, I've got a goal card here somewhere, better still if you can have a goal card that's got, you know, something written on one side and a picture on the other, even better. Because you may or may not have thought about this, but when we think, we actually think in pictures. And to demonstrate that, if I ask you to think about your house or your car, the inside of your car, what colour is it, you'll be able to come up with the answer just like that. Is your fridge a top and bottom drawer side by side? You'll come up with the answer like that. But in order to come up with that answer, your mind will go to a picture, the picture that you've got stored in your memory. So if I ask you to think of balloon, you don't think of B-A-L-L-O-N, you think of a balloon floating in the sky or hanging in the air. So when we think in pictures. So really powerful idea is to come up with a goal card that's got your goal written down on one side, and on the other side have a picture, an image of your goal. And as I said, as many times per day, take that card out of your pocket, read it, look at the image, and just strengthen and strengthen and strengthen that seed in your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind will start working towards making that come to fruition. So a little bit more on goals today is, you know, it wasn't my original intention to go further into that after day one, but I thought about it, thought that was the way to go, because I really want you to get your goal in present tense, in writing, put it on a goal card with an image on the back as well. So that's your exercise for today, is to come up with your goal and a little goal card. You know, have the goal card A4 size, not A4, a business card size, credit card size, little card, your goal written down in one side in present tense, a picture of your goal on the other side. Go ahead and get that done today. That's your exercise for today. That's your challenge for today, is to have your goal card done and ready to go. Hit me up in the comments below or private message me if you've got any questions, or just to let me know how you're going with the challenge and whether or not you're happy with the goal that you've come up with. If you want to have a bit of a discussion about that, we can do that as well. So, but that's it for today. Come up with your goal card. I'll chat to you again tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of the day. Have a great day. Bye for now.